everyone, my name is Vishal Singh and I'll be teaching you chess today. So in the previous class, we had learned how to utilize the queen, how to create attack using the queen, which is by the way is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. I had mentioned this. So I showed you it with the live puzzles and how it would actually be in an actual game. All right, so that was all about how to create an attack using the queen. Today we'll be learning about more about the movement of the bishop and how to use it efficiently in a game. All right, so let's start with the class. I'll be sharing my screen now. Okay. Okay. So yeah, remember I've told you the bishop can only move diagonally, and that is also the reason why if a bishop is in a white box, it will only be traveling in the white box around it. Suppose if the bishop was here at d2 in a black box, the bishop can only travel in the black areas. Why? Because it can only move diagonally. Got it? So this first puzzle being very simple, let's move on after we complete this. So bishop to d5 and then finally bishop to g8. Okay, to the next one. Okay. So now uh, the, the first three moves are very easy. We go to bishop to a2, bishop to b1, and then finally bishop to d3. From here on onwards, you have two options. Either you can go up diagonally or go down diagonally to capture the stars at b5 and e2. So what would you do after that? After that, pause the video, think about it, and then finally come back. I do not want to just give away all the answer to you guys. I want you guys to think. All right. So first, let's complete these three. The one I told you. Okay. So yeah, now you have two options. Okay. So the answer would be to capture this star at b5 first. Why? Because it would reduce the overall number of moves it will take you to capture all the stars, which also means we are using our bishop efficiently. If it is taking you less number of moves to complete the same task that will take you to complete a task with the more number of moves, you should go with the less number of moves. Okay. I'll show it to you guys once. See, one, two, three, four, coming back down to capture this five, and then six. So if we follow the method that I told you, it is taking us six moves to capture all the stars. But what if we went the other way around? So one, two, three, four, coming back to capture the star at the top five, then coming back down six, and then finally capturing a star at d1 7. So it took us 7 moves to complete the same task that I showed you and that we can complete in the six moves, right? So which one is the better? You guys tell me. The first one, correct? All right. Now that you guys know the answer, let's move on to the next one. Okay, here again you have multiple options here. You can choose first over here, then you have an option to choose over here as well. Okay, so again, please pause the video, think about it, give it a minute or two, and then come back. Okay, so the answer would be to capture this star first at b6. Why? Because then we can come down and all of the other stars would be then in the range. Got it? So we do not have to change the lane all the way just to change the lane in order to capture all the stars. Once we come back over here at e3, all the stars would be in the range then. Got it? Okay. So bishop to b6, the first one, coming back down bishop to e3. Then again you have an option. Would you go down or up? Well, you have to go both ways, but which one would you go for first? The answer again would be to go down first. Why? Because then when we go up back to capture the star at h6, the other two star then would be just 2 moves away. Because if we went the other way around, suppose we went for h6 first and then came back down to c1, then we have to change an entire lane in order to capture the other stars. Whereas if we are at h6, we're not just changing lanes, we're changing lane in order to capture the star which is in the next lane. So that is reducing the number of moves as well. Got it? Really simple. Okay, so let's move ahead. Also, I'll show you how many moves we saved, by the way. So we went for this one first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, coming back up 6, and then 7. If we went the wrong way, and the first one that I told you, the best one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're not wasting one extra move that we did in the other method that I showed you. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next one now. Now again, you're given with two options. Either you can go capture this at the star at B3 or the one at D3. Which one will you go for? Again, please pause the video, think about it, and then come back. All right. Okay. So the answer would be to capture the star at B3. Why? It would again be a lot more efficient way to capture all the stars. I'll show you. See, if we went for the star at D3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just a second. 7 and then 8. So 8 moves to in total to capture all the stars. Whereas if we went for the star at B3, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Just 6 moves. So we have in the other method that I showed, you are wasting 2 moves for no reason, whereas we can capture all the stars in just 6 moves, right? So this is a lot more efficient compared to the previous one. So the correct answer again is to go for the star at B3. Then always go for the star that is a loner, not the star that is with its friends. Got it? So always go for the loner first, so that when you come back, you don't have to change the lane entirely in order to capture a different star. Really simple. Okay. So bishop to a4, down to c2, d1, d3, and then finally bishop to e2. Okay. Moving on to the next one. So again, in the beginning of the video, I told you the bishop that is in a black box will only be moving in the black box, and the bishop that is in the white box will be moving in the white box. The bishop in the black box will only be moving in the black box. So here you can see we have to capture these stars in a zigzag manner. Okay, similarly with the black one, it is very simple. So let's move. Let's capture them. Bishop to e3, d4, and then finally e5. Really simple. Got it? Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Again, so you've been given a bishop that is in a black box. You've also been given bishop that is in a white box. So do you think the bishop in the black box can capture these bishop in the black, sorry, the stars in the black box? No, right? So who can capture them? Only the bishop that is in the black box, correct? So again, you've been given option here. Remember how I told you, always go for the loner star first. So once you're here at, once your bishop here is at f6, you have an option, right? So go for this. Why? These two are in the same lane. This one seems to be a loner. Okay, so to capture this first. So bishop to h4, coming back to e7, and then finally bishop to a3. Very simple. Now again, with the white, with the bishop in the white box, you again have an option. These two seems to be friends. They are in the same lane. Once you come here, these two seems to be in the same lane. This one seems to be a loner. So after coming over at f5, you then head over to c2 to capture the loner star. Got it? Okay. So bishop to f5, down to c2, coming back up to h7, and finally bishop to g8. Got it? Okay. So that was all about today's class. So you learned how to use the bishop efficiently and complete the task in least number of moves possible. Okay, so that was all for today. We'll be learning about how to utilize knight, how to create an attack using a knight in the next video. So that was all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a nice day. Thank you.